Mr Speaker, my question is to the Minister for Canterbury Earthquake Recovery. Is he satisfied that the Canterbury Earthquake Recovery Act 2011 provides him with all the powers necessary to facilitate the recovery of Canterbury?
The Honourable Jerry Brownlee.
Mr Speaker, as the Minister responsible for earthquake recovery, I accept that the powers granted under the Earthquake Recovery Act were those considered most prudent by Parliament. In time, we'll know whether they were satisfactory or not.
Supplementary.
The Honourable Clayton Cosgrove.
To the Minister, is the Minister or his department, Sarah, considering compelling the Christchurch City Council to sell any of its over $2 billion worth of assets?
The Honourable Jerry Brownlee.
Mr Speaker, no.
The Honourable Clayton Cosgrove.
To the Minister, is there any provision in the Canterbury Earthquake Recovery Act 2011 that prevents Sarah and or the responsible minister from compelling the sale of assets held by any of the local authorities governed by the Act?
In answering and calling the Minister, I just alert him that, legal opinions, if this is seeking a legal opinion as to what the Act means, has to be a little careful. But if you can answer within that constraint, the Honourable Jerry Brownlee.
Mr Speaker, neither is there, not only does that not appear in the Act, nor does any capacity, in my view, to outright compel the councils to do that.
I beg your pardon, Brendan Burns.
To the Minister. If the Minister does not plan to compel the sale of any local authority assets, why did he not agree to Labor's proposed amendment to the Sarah legislation, which would have guaranteed that no assets would be sold at his or Sarah's
the Honourable
direction?
Jerry Brownlee.
Mr Speaker, for a very simple reason. That is that the Christchurch City Council continues to be a properly elected body with responsibilities for recovery. And the idea that we might constrain them to a pre-September 4 balance sheet is completely irresponsible and demonstrates a lack of commitment to recovery by the Minister and his party, the member and his party.
The Honourable Clayton Cosgrove.
Will the Minister guarantee that he or his department, Sarah, will not compel at any time the local authorities governed by the Canterbury Earthquake Recovery Act 2011 to sell any of their assets? Will he guarantee that?
The Honourable Jerry Brownlee.
Mr Speaker, the idea that there would be compulsion on the City Council denies the fact that we are going to work collaboratively. And the member may like, for his own political means, to try and push us into a corner, but neither this organisation nor the City Council are going there because, unlike him, we want a good job for the people of Canterbury, not some bodgy, shoddy thing that he thinks is acceptable.
Supplementary.
The Honourable Clayton Cosgrove.
Supplementary. Take that as a no. Supplementary. In the event of any proposal to sell local authority assets to pay for the recovery, is the Minister prepared to apply the full weight of his office to prevent any such sale from occurring?
The Honourable Jerry Brownlee.
Mr Speaker, I said before that the Christchurch City Council is a properly elected body that makes its own decisions. If they decide to sell some properties that they bought off Dave Henderson, that's their business, not this Parliament's.
Question number 9, the Honourable John Biscown.
Thank you, Mr Speaker.